Hello, I'm Richard Nongard, and I'm a licensed therapist. Your counselor, therapist, or coach has asked you to watch this video so that I can spend a few minutes talking to you about the benefits of therapeutic relaxation and a skill that we call autogenic training. Now, as you can tell today, I'm wearing a casual shirt and I'm sitting in front of a beautiful beach. Of course, we know it's not a real beach. The reason why is I actually live thousands of miles from any beach, and it's also really pretty cold outside my office door today. But the cool thing about relaxation and autogenic training is that no matter where you are, in any situation, at home, at work, even on vacation, you can practice the skills of autogenic training and progressive muscle relaxation and experience the benefits. Autogenic training and progressive muscle relaxation are two different skills, but I often combine them when I'm working with my clients. These skills teach the difference between tension and relaxation on a physical level. That's progressive muscle relaxation. And autogenic training is a word that actually sounds fancy, but it's really not. Auto simply means myself, and genic means to generate. So in other words, I can generate from within myself a variety of different feelings, both physical as well as emotional. I'm going to explain in a moment what these skills are all about and how you can utilize autogenic training and progressive muscle relaxation. But it's important to know what it's useful for. Progressive muscle relaxation is one of the most well-researched techniques, and it's really a simple approach to taking physical control over our bodies. Often we go through the day, we're carrying the tension of the day, the stress of the day with us, but because we're often so focused on the stress, we fail to pay attention to our bodies. And when our bodies are in a state of stress, that actually increases our emotional stress or our social stress. And so by learning to take control over the physical feelings that we experience and control our body's response to stress through either progressive muscle relaxation or autogenic training, you can actually decrease not only the physical experiences that you have of perhaps pain or discomfort related to stress, but also the emotional issues as well. Let me give you an example. Think for a moment now about your own body. In fact, you could even close your eyes for a minute and just do a scan of your body. Pay attention to any places in the body where you're carrying the tension of the day. Are you carrying it in your lower back? Or do you feel it in your brows or along the eyes? Is it in your shoulders and neck? Or maybe in your feet? Everybody's a little bit different, but take a minute and really sort of pay attention to your body for a minute and ask yourself, is there a place that you notice where you're carrying the tension of the day? Now go ahead and open your eyes. Chances are pretty good you were able to note a place where you're carrying the tension or the stress of the day. Your back, your lower back, the shoulders, the brows, those are frequent places people carry that stress or tension, or the feet, or maybe somewhere else in your body. Here's the interesting thing. I ask groups of therapists to do this all the time, and almost everybody in the room was able to find a place on their body where they notice they're carrying the tension of the day. But then I asked them the same question I'm going to ask you. Were you aware of that tension or stress of those tight muscles before I asked the question or asked you to become aware of it? Chances are you weren't, unless you're in acute pain in that particular spot, and then you might have been. But most people are able to identify a place they're carrying the tension of the day, and yet they were probably unaware of it. By practicing therapeutic relaxation on a regular basis, what happens is a person learns on a subconscious level to notice that difference between tension and relaxation. And then, in situations where we notice that we're feeling tension, where in the past you might not have noticed it, you can choose to relax that tension. The benefits of this extend from medical patients and blood pressure to clients that I work with in mental health counseling who are dealing with depression and anxiety. I participate in an internet forum, as probably many of you do. And another therapist actually posted on the forum a thread one day, this was a few years back, who said in this thread, the benefits of a daily practice. And he challenged all of the therapists to engage in the simple process of each and every day for 30 days practicing the same therapeutic relaxation MP3 session. And then he invited all the therapists who did that for 30 days, at the end of 30 days, to come back and write what their response to it was, what changed about their life. What was amazing was this thread generated over 200 different responses. And these are therapists. But the therapists were amazed when they did this themselves as to what the benefits were in their own life. The homework assignment, which you'll find below, is actually an MP3. And you can download that MP3. Just click on it, and it should automatically download. If it doesn't, play it for a moment, and then right-click on it, and then save. And you can save that MP3. And what I would like you to do, unless your therapist directs you to do something differently, is to take that MP3 and each and every day for at least the next week, take 9 or 10 minutes to listen to that MP3, practicing the art of therapeutic relaxation coupled with autogenic training. Now, before you get to the MP3, though, let me take a couple of minutes here just to share with you what the difference between tension and relaxation is. You noted a moment ago that you probably were carrying in your body some of the stress or tension of the day. What I'd like you to do now is to take your hands and just rest them on the chair next to you. So I've just set my hands here on the armrest of my chair. And go ahead and close your eyes for a moment. With your eyes closed, breathe in and breathe out. And relax any muscles that you notice are obviously carrying the tension of the day. And with your hands, what I'd like you to do as they rest on the armrest of the chair where you're sitting is I'd like you to clench those hands into a fist. Clench them into a fist and hold that fist tightly. Not so tight that you experience pain, but tightly so that you can notice that feeling of tension as the fingers press into the palm of your hands and as the skin on the back of the hands is stretched. And hold that tension for a moment. Hold it until I count to 3. 1, 2, 3. And now slowly relax the fingers. Slowly relax. Notice the tingling sensation of relaxation as you open your fingers. And notice, of course, the difference between tension and relaxation. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? Now continue to keep the eyes closed and tense the hands again. Hold that tension in the palms of the hands. Feel the tension extend into the wrist, the back of the hands, as your fingers tense, press into the palms of your hands, and hold that tension again. Hold that tension, really noticing what tension is like. 1, 2, 3. And slowly relax the hands. Let the palms open, let the fingers open, and let them rest on, of course, the armrest of the chair. Noticing the tingling sensation of relaxation as the muscles relax completely. And now notice something. Notice that the second time you relaxed your fingers, you doubled the sense of relaxation in your hands. This is why progressive muscle relaxation is so valuable, because we can actually experience relaxation by creating it, but we can do things to double our physical experience of relaxation. Now, go ahead and open your eyes for a moment. Go ahead, open the eyes. Open the eyes, taking a breath, feel fantastic. With your hands in that same position, just resting on the chair, I'm going to share with you a brief demonstration of what autogenic training is. And the idea of autogenic training is to create from within ourselves new sensations and new feelings. There's an entire protocol, an 8-week training program in autogenic training that some people go through. But I'm going to use some of the most basic elements here. Being able to create a feeling of warmth and being able to create a feeling of heaviness. The value in this is simple. We often feel powerless over the physical sensations that we're experiencing. But by learning the skills of autogenic training, which are included in the MP3 down below, and by practicing this each day, you will learn a very valuable skill the skill of creating from within really any sensation that's going to be a resource state or useful to you. So go ahead and close the hands, or close the eyes again. Let those hands relax on the armrest of the chair. As you breathe in and breathe out, remember what it felt like the second time you released your hands and how the hands were very relaxed. Let your hands return to that state of relaxation. Now think about the word heavy, heavy, and say to yourself, my hands are heavy. My hands are heavy. You can even say that out loud. My hands are heavy. My hands are heavy. And let your hands be heavy with relaxation. Now think of the word warmth, warmth which might come from the sun, or warmth like that which might come from inside of the body. And say to yourself, as you pay attention to your hands, my hands are warm and heavy. My hands are warm and heavy. My hands are warm and heavy. And let those hands be both warm and heavy. Notice a sensation of warmth and heaviness as the hands relax. As you breathe in and breathe out, take a moment to simply enjoy this experience of relaxation which you've created, noting how wonderful it feels in a busy day, in a busy life, to take a moment to create a deep state of physical relaxation. And now, because this is only a demonstration, it's time to open the eyes. And so taking a breath, letting yourself feel energized from that breath, feeling fantastic, and opening the eyes when I count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Opening the eyes, feeling fantastic. Open the eyes, feeling fantastic. Now, this was just a short example of autogenic training. I didn't change the room temperature. In fact, I'm on video. It's actually cold where I am. And yet, by noticing a feeling of warmth and thinking about warmth, chances are pretty good you were able to notice, at least at some level, a feeling of warmth. If you didn't notice a feeling of warmth, you at least noticed a feeling of heaviness when you thought about the word heavy. Now, if you didn't experience any change in sensation, that's okay. For some people, this comes the very first time they practice autogenic training. For others, as they really go through a daily practice and begin to develop the experience of creating from within new states. But think about how resourceful this could be for you. Being able to create change from within yourself. It's empowering. It gives you the option, no matter where you are in any stressful, difficult, or even painful situation, to create alternative experiences which are valuable to you. The MP3 down below, please download it. Unless your therapist directs you otherwise, listen to that with intention, at least once a day between now and your next session. You'll find that if you do that, the experience of progressive muscle relaxation coupled with autogenic training becomes a great strategy to help you experience stress management, physical benefits associated with PMR, and the emotional benefits of a daily practice.